Hi students, welcome to my third video on Module 3 The Acts by R.K.Narayan. So before moving into the lesson, to continue with the lesson, let us just recollect what's been done in the previous video. So in the previous video, we came to know that Velan, the protagonist of the short story, is from the village, lands in Malgudi town. Happens to be, by luck, he happens to get an old man, and with the help of the old man, he becomes an assistant gardener. Means he starts assisting the old man in gardening. So the whole vegetative land now is created into a wonderland. Means the three part of the land which was given to the gardening was completely flourished with green. So he presents to the master a good sized garden. While watering, we have to remember that he used to whisper to the plants, say to grow well. Okay, at the same time, he used to supervise the construction work also. And we also come to know that when he happens to see the kitchen in the building, he's so amazed, he's surprised. He says the kitchen itself, lone kitchen, would provide shelter to their people in the village. And he calls the mansion or the construction or the building as Svargaloka. When he asks, when the construct workers, or when he comes to know about the expense or the amount they are spending on the building, he feels very dizzy. He's completely confused. He thinks, his is a kind like so much of money to construct a building. Is it really necessary? That is how he thinks. And he goes to the Margosa tree. You have to remember Margosa tree. Here, Margosa tree becomes his life. Margosa tree is nothing but Velan. Velan is Margosa tree. So their bond becomes so close. While getting into the story, you will understand. So he goes to the Margosa tree and he says, I just read from the text, grow up, little one, grow up, grow fat, have a trunk which two pairs of arms can't hug, and go up and spread. Be fit to stand beside this palace, otherwise I will pull you out. This is how he used to converse with Margosatri. So now coming to the next slide and for the today's lesson. Now Velan from assistant is a chief gardener. The old man is too old to look after, and so his responsibility has been handed over to Velan. Now Velan is a chief gardener and he identifies himself as a chief gardener and is very proud of his work and the promoted life also. For him, garden is everything. So years pass by. The master is looking after him well. He lives in the Kumar Bagh compound next to the house in a hut. At the same time, he has visited his village. He has got married. He has got wife, now children in the village. From the textbook, I read these lines. He had lost his parents, his wife, the 8 children out of 14. He had managed to reclaim his ancestral property, which was now being looked after by his sons-in-law and sons. He went to the village for Pongal, New Year, and Deepavali, and brought back with him one or the other of his grandchildren, of whom he was extremely fond. So this is how he lived life. Though he was married, he had children, Everyone were in the village, but he was happy to stay in Kumar Park. So years pass. He is very content. Velan is very happy. So all the time we know that happiness or joy in our life is not forever. There should be a stop somewhere. Somewhere there will be a break. And so here for Velan it comes in the form of his master's death. His master dies due to old age. You have to understand, Velan never trusts his master's son. He knows because from the beginning, from their from what is that? They being small children, he has observed them, their growth, the way they think. So everything he has seen, he has observed, and this makes him feel that the master's son are not like his master. Once he comes to know that his master, one fine night, he comes to know that his master dies due to old age. He's worried. First, you have to be very careful about his garden and then about his future. So, as Velan predicts, master's sons, after a year, they quarrel, they fight for the property, and they leave the house. After leaving, they rent the house. But Velan doesn't go everywhere. He stays in the Kumar Bagh compound in his own hut. Okay. The new tenants come, they ill treat Velan. So from here, you have to observe there is a change in there's a change in Velan's life. Till now, we have seen Velan moving towards good life. There is a little, there is step by step. He moves upwards in his life. But after his master's death, he now again declines slowly. How? The sons rent the house. The tenants who come, they are not Velan's master. Is it not so? So obviously, they treat Velan not as someone who belongs to the family, but as an outsider, as a what is that? A man who is there to work as a servant, and so he's been given all kind of jobs. Velan is not happy. He is not now the chief gardener because the tenants keep on advising him how to do the gardening. They tell Velan that he doesn't know how to do gardening and this is how, that is how, then they keep on advising him. Though Velan gets angry for the sake of garden, means he stays in Kumar Bagh because of the garden and Margosa tree. He is hurt, he says. His flowers in the garden are suffering. Margosa tree, though sheltering many birds, it keeps on sheltering many birds. It's allowing the children to play in its shade. But the children, the tenants' children, they are not listening to Velan. Okay, they are plucking the flowers, which Velan doesn't like to. Though he goes, he is not been heard. And so here, he is hurt. It's not only that's not only the reason he is made to do all kind of works to wash the cow, to milking, everything, each and everything is been made to what to say. Velan has to do or had to do all these things. So after a few years, or after a few years, those tenants to move off. They leave the house, and again the house becomes empty, completely vacant. It's completely vacant. None come to the house. No occupancy for many years. They come, stay for 2-3 months or 6 months. They say it has become old. Repairs, there are many repairs to be done. Nothing is done. They're finding it difficult to say, and they vacate. And so this happens, and finally the house for rent is completely stopped. Means none of them come as tenants, and for years it stays without any people. So now Kumar Bagh, which was once bustling with all grandchildren, children, old age people, that was very happy and enjoy, what is that joyous atmosphere in Kumar Bagh was completely now was gone. Now the Kumar Bagh, once which was Vargaloka for what is that Velan, becomes a ghost house for the outsiders. Velan is least bothered about. He doesn't care for. There is garden for him, and his work is only to look after the garden. That's it. But for the outsiders, Kumar Bagh, once a flourishing house, has become a ghost house. With no proper care, building with master's son comes to patches. Means it's completely worn out house. It has become too old. Velan hut, Velan's hut too is like, it's not only the master's house, but even Velan's hut too is leaking. And at the same time, we have to understand that Velan too has become old. Now, let us meet in the next video. Till then, please read the text. Read the text and enjoy the lines. R.K.Narayan has the way he, expresses about the building, about the people, their way of thinking, their thoughts. Please do. Thank you.